The sales for March of the Machines continue to climb. The singles market for this product seems insatiable at this moment as players continue to dive in, picking up the singles cards each and every week. In this week's top 10, when we go through the cards, even a Multiverse Legends card has managed to find its way in with sheer volume of sales. That's why we come back each and every week. So 5 years from now, when you guys want to know which card was the highest selling card by volume, these videos will tell you what's going on, and guess what? It's coming up next. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me for the Saturday edition of your top 10. This is a weekly video I do putting together the sales figures for the hottest selling cards. These are the cards that were most popular and sold the most copies in a given week. Some people have asked me in the past why I do videos like this. Why not just do the highs and lows? I do add those in sometimes, but generally I like to know the sales volumes. It takes countless hours to count these things, but it's good to know because you can predict future events of cards. If you have a card that is very similar to another card, and you keep records of how many cards that sold when it was released, you can get an indication of how a new card might sell. A card that was popular 5 years ago and a similar type of card comes along, and back then it was worthless and then found a home, became like a $30 card. Well, if that card comes along again, people who have that information can delve into the numbers, look at it, and know which cards to buy at certain times. Cards rotate, cards come back around. It is a giant carousel for Magic the Gathering, and the sales always show you which cards were most popular. Not the ones that were the most expensive, but the cards that were popular at the time and which cards are likely to come around again. I think it's a fascinating time in Magic right now with all the topsy-turvy world, with the sales still so strong for March of the Machines this week, and the fact a Universe Legends card, a Multiverse Legends card made the list blew my mind. I think we're going to have a good time on today's video. I can't wait to see your comments in the comments section. But yeah, keeping records of stuff like this and knowing which cards will be popular can give you an edge. And for those of you who watch these videos and pay attention, remember, most people forget my videos are here for these types of editions. They're always there because they're on YouTube for history now. You can look these things up years from now. Thanks again for hanging out, guys. Let's get to the top 10 and see what's going on. And don't forget, Sunday is, of course, the Reserve List Hot 10. And if you choose to buy any cards in the video today, if you're going on TCG Player in particular, I do have a TCG affiliate link. It's found in the description of all my videos. And I thank anyone who clicks that link, goes there, and I get a kickback on the channel of 3.5% of anything you buy. So if you use my link, it helps the channel a lot. I appreciate all the support, guys. Let's get the party started. It's time to get the monkey off your back, and that is Ragavan. At number 10, March of the Machines Multiverse Legends with 420 sales, April 22nd to the 28th of 2023. With an average market price of $56.39 US, the market price is $50.05 US, and it's $77.35 for the foil edition. Now, I love seeing this card come down in price, but of course, the reprint should not have happened yet, in my humble opinion. I believe they should have left this alone for a few more years. Yes, I know that really kind of drives that price up, but by overprinting, and I know some of you guys sent me those emails, and I have the photos that you guys sent me saying, hey, look, I got 3 in one box. I know. This probably will continue to fall a bit more in price. And it should have waited a couple of more years before reprinting. It's just how I feel a card like this needs to be. But at the same time, it was an expensive card. Wizards capitalized on it. A lot of players are buying it. And I've never even seen a card like this since Modern Horizons 2 when it was released even make the top 10. The fact that this is 420 sales at $50 a pop roughly, that's crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 9 card, and that is Vorinclex March of the Machines, 589 sales this week. The average price is $11. The market price, $9.84. A foil is $11.44. That still bothers me to no end. €9.54 to get this card into your house. Now, when we take a look at this guy, I mean, he's amazing. I love the card. I actually like the artwork for this version of it, okay? You have 2 green, 3 other for a trample reach. I just wish this thing had haste. When Vorinclex enters the battlefield, search your library for 2 forest cards. Reveal them, put them into your hand. I love things that thin out my deck. Great card. And of course, you can exile Vorinclex and return to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control and activate as a sorcery, and that is the Grand Evolution, guys. What a great card. Lots of fun. Players are going to be using these for quite a while, which is great, and the price is not overly expensive due to the glut on the market. Remember, as much as people might be telling you otherwise, and although I'm not really like wow about it, the sales are good, okay? All the sales in the last couple sets are strong, but the problem we're having is a lot of it is still sitting on store shelves. Wizards is, I believe, cutting back production. They're just not cutting back fast enough. All right, guys, the number 8 card is Elesh, Norn, March of the Machine. 723 sales this week. And of course, when I look at this card and look at the price, I'm pretty happy because this thing has an average price of $22.06. It's really come down compared to other versions we've seen in the past. They're like 50, 60 bucks. The market price is $19.50. A foil, $23.97. I wish it was 26, but it's not. And it's €17.87 to get this card into your house. Here in Canada, almost 30 bucks. But let's take a closer look at this amazing card. Now, Elesh Norn, of course, is a 3/5 for 4. I have no problem with that. Still reminds me of a Wall of Swords. Whenever I see a 3/5, it's got vigilance, it's a Wall of Swords to me. But look at the Ardent Etchings. I said etchings. When you look at this card, the Incubate is amazing. The creature's getting +1/+1, amazing, and double strike. And then, of course, destroying all permanents and bringing this thing back. Guys, what a great card. You got board clearance, you got some muscle. This is a very versatile card. It is going to find a home, and I love it. Way to go, Wizards of the Coast. Whoever constructed this card, they had some good thoughts in mind. I love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 7 card this week, and that is Sheoldred. And this artwork doesn't get me as much as the Apocalypse, but it's still a good card. 891 sales this week, of course, from March of the Machines. Average price, $17.03 US. Market price, $15.49. Surprisingly, the foil's a little more expensive. $19.79 US. €16 to get this card into your house. 25 bucks here in Canada. Now, of course, we got to take a closer look. Still not big on the artwork. I get it. It's just not my fave, guys. Makes it look weak to me. 5 casting cost, 4/5. Got Menace still, kind of cool. Wish it still had that drawing and doing damage, but it's okay because it becomes the true scriptures. And then we get some Funky Monkey. You guys know it's Ragavan. Bring back my nachos and cheese. Let's get back to this. But the fact all of these Saga cards are on the list this week doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of versatility to cards that can be creatures, flip them to enchantments. Great stuff. I love it, okay? Now, imagine you use Mirror Box with this. You have some real fun with some of these cards. Just crazy stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 6 card this week, and that is going to be Onnath, Locus of all from March of the Machines. Another amazing card with 903 sales this week. Now, this card is not expensive with a market price of 57 cents. Need I say more? It's like $2 in Canada. It's 4/4 for 1 Phyrexian and 4 of the other colors, but this is a pretty decent card. The artwork is epic. I love the look of it, so I got no problems with this card. Great, decent, versatile, and cheap. Wow, this thing's like the whole package, and it's not going to cost the players a lot of money to get it. Way to go, and it shows. Because at less than $1 a card, it only costs like 400 bucks to buy like 900 copies. Yeah, you can see players are enjoying it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at number 5, new this week. Heliod the Radiant Dawn, March of the Machine. Average price, look at that, less than $1. Market price, it's like 42 cents, guys. Okay, 1,031 sales. Let's look at the transformed version. When you look at Heliod, the Warped Eclipse, this is a 4/6. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Love that. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponent has drawn this turn. So this thing has a whole bunch of stuff going for it, guys, that actually makes it a decent card. Yes, it costs quite a bit to transform it, but when built in the right deck, a blue-white Azorius, you're going to have some fun with a card like this. I think it's going to be a great card. It's not going to have a lot of value, but players who can tweak this and get that lower casting cost stuff in, working with other cards at lower casting costs, this could have some real powerhouse potential, and it's not going to cost a lot, so way to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at our number 4 card this week, and that is the Faerie Mastermind. I knew this card would be here. I knew it was going to be high in the ranking because it has so many things going for it. We're going to review that. Now, the market price, is going to be $7.71. The average is $9, but 1,390 sales. That means we're going up from here. A foil, $9.99, €8.05 to get into your house, $12 here in Canada. Let's take a look at what we've got here. The Faerie Mastermind has Flash, which we all love. Players love it. We love it. Wizards likes to use it, apparently. 1 blue, 1 generic for a 2/1 Flash with flying. Whenever your opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. So your opponent draws, you draw. If they can find a way to draw, great, but you get to benefit from it. But you can also force card drawing. Pay 1 and 3 other. Each player draws a card. Imagine this in a Commander game. Imagine what you can do to people. And trust me, he's thinking this through. That Faerie Mastermind, he is working it out, man. He's gone in 60 seconds. He's working this. All right. I know, no Nicolas Cage references. I can't help it. Ghost Rider. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at our number 3 card this week. And that, of course, is the Primal Conqueror. And I'm not surprised this was here last week as well. 1,412 sales this week. Market price of $5.38. Guys, it's dirt cheap. And of course, here's the flipped version of what this thing transforms into, and that's why everyone loves it. Trample. Indestructible. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counters, which in this case is 11. 11. Oh, like a Blightsteel Colossus? Yeah. Guys, great card. Love it. Like the artwork. Love everything about it. And yeah, it still reminds me of Jurassic Park, whereas the flipped version kind of reminds me of some weird spaceship. But I like the idea of big bad beasties coming to get you. I mean, this would put a force of nature to shame back in the day. Even though Lord of the Pit would cower in fear if this thing came running at it. But you know what bothers me the most? I still think the Tarsarak from D&D should be better. I'm sorry. It just should be. In my mind, that card is so epically underpowered for how it should have been for the D&D set. It's going to bother me for all time. But hey, this was your number 3 card. Let's jump down to number 2. And of course, it's Invasion of Ikoria again. 1,732 sales this week. And that means you're probably wondering what the number 1 card is. But let's go over this card again. Now, the market price is $12.76. A foil, $19.35. The average price is $14.75. €6.99 to get that card in your house. Interesting. Here in Canada, you're looking at almost $20. Now, when you see the version of this where it says 2 green plus X, forget the siege thing, becomes an 8/8. Look at what the card does. When Invasion of Ikoria enters the battlefield, search your library and or graveyard for a non-human creature card with mana value of X or less and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Okay, think about the things you can do. Think about the construction techniques you can build with this just to get some giant beastie out. Like, the Primal Conqueror. Anyway, beside the point, great card. Love it. And this thing is one of those battle cards that is being used a lot, guys. People are brewing and constructing, so way to go. But now you've made it. We've gone all the way down the list. We are now at number 1, the hottest selling card this week by volume of sales. And of course, it is the Shattered Spire. Ozolith again. 1,854 sales. And what an underrated card this is for the price point. Market price, $3.19. Average price, $3.88 US. A foil is $4.28. It's ridiculous. €4.41 to get into your house. And of course, it's about $7 here in Canada. Now, let's take a closer look here. 1 green, 1 generic for a legendary artifact. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on any artifact or creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on instead. And then you can pay a green and 1 other to put a +1/+1 counter on a target artifact or creature you control, activated as a sorcery. And by the way, if you have multiple copies in your deck and you don't need it, you can cycle it and try to top draw something to save you. Wow. That is everything plus a bag of chips. I gotta say, it's an amazing card. So there you have it. That was your top 10 selling cards this week from the 22nd to the 28th of April. I look forward to seeing you guys on the live stream on Sunday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, of course. And tomorrow we'll have the reserve list top 10. We'll see which cards were really high selling, and there are a few surprises on that video as well. Guys, have an awesome day. Don't forget to bring a friend to Magic. And of course, a big shout out and thank you. I never forget to say thank you to the supporters of this channel who make content like this possible each and every day with their valued dollars going toward producing and putting these videos out. Thanks again to all my patrons. You guys rock. Welcome back to the end of the video. You made it to the end. You're the special people. You get to hear something that most people won't get to hear. Not even Mrs. Mox or Mini Mox. You see, right now, I am running an extremely high fever. I know, you probably didn't even realize it in the video. I am actually very sick right now, apparently. I don't feel that bad, but the fever doesn't lie. So I don't know if I'm going to crash in the next little while and actually become very ill, or if my body will beat it down. You guys know I'm not prone to getting sick. I don't feel bad at all, but the fever, it's got a flavor for me right now. So we'll see if I can shake it. Hopefully everything goes well. If anything goes wrong, I will put something in the community section saying I'm sick, and I'll probably just post the numbers there for a Hot 10 video for the reserve list if I can't get myself, if something goes wrong. If not, I assume everything will be fine. I usually beat it all down. But this is one of those moments you're like, thermometer doesn't lie. I've done it 3 different times and that temp is high. So who knows? Guys, thanks for hanging out. There's a little bit of information. Maybe Mrs. Mox will find out. Maybe she won't. I won't tell. Will you?